seltzer. He met my glance and nodded. Other than Roof and Bones, I was the saloon's only customer. "Oh, I'm dependable all right," I said. "Sometimes I don't make it to work, but I always seem to find my way here. You should give out attendance medals like they do at Sunday school." Boogles allowed himself a wry smile. "If I'd done that," he said, "old Roof yonder would be decorated like a Spanish general." I tossed the whiskey back. Amber fire burned a streak down my gullet. I made a face in spite of myself. "You ought to take a little water with that," Boogles said. It was a moment before I could answer. "Like the old Texan said, good whiskey doesn't need water," I said, "and bad whiskey doesn't deserve it." I glanced around the barroom again. "Speaking of Sunday school, have you ever noticed how much a saloon is like a church?" Boogles frowned. "I can't say as I have," he said. "Think about it. You're the pastor. You hear confessions and offer counsel. Old Roof yonder is a pillar of your church and one of its principal elders. That skinny card sharp over by the door helps you take up the collection. Knuckles McBride plays piano and leads the cowboy choir, and us regulars make up your congregation." The comparison seemed to tickle Boogles' fancy. "Church-going folks get filled with the Spirit," he observed. "My customers just get full of spirits." I heard the bat-wing doors swing open behind me. Glenn Murdoch stepped into the room and walked toward the bar. If you're wondering how I knew it was Glenn when I hadn't seen him, it was on account of his walk. Glenn had been a top cowhand until his horse fell with him during a cattle run. Now he had a stiff leg, a limp, and a deputy sheriff's badge. I would have known the sound of Glenn's walk anywhere. "Evening, Glenn," I said. "Can I buy you a drink?" Glenn was pleasant but firm. "No, thank you," he said. "And you're not having any more tonight either. Let's go." I turned to look at him. "Go where?" "Down to the office. Now." I felt my hackles rise. "Are you arresting me?" "Do I need to?" Glenn was an axe handle wide at the shoulders and hard-muscled both ways from his belt buckle. I pulled in my horns. "I guess not," I said. "What's this all about?" "Some of your friends figure it's about time you took hold of yourself." "I'd say that's none of their business, wouldn't you?" "No, I wouldn't, for two reasons. First, you're supposed to be working as my deputy. Second, I'm one of those friends I mentioned, and I can't just watch you go under without throwing you a rope. We need to talk some, Merlin." I stepped away from the bar and followed Glenn outside. He didn't scare me, of course, but when a friend wants to talk, it's only common courtesy to listen. The moon hung high over Dry Creek and dusted the muddy street with silver light. Dark buildings slept shoulder to shoulder in the shadows, and only the scuffle of our boots on the boardwalk broke the stillness. Glenn led the way to the office, stepped up onto the raised veranda, and opened the door. Inside, an oil lamp, turned low, lit the room. "In case you forgot what it looks like," Glenn said, "this is where you work." Guilt spurred my conscience. "I guess I have missed a day or two," I said. "I've had a lot on my mind." "You've missed the better part of a week, all told," Glenn said, "and on the few occasions you did show up, you were late." I slumped into the chair beside his desk. "I don't know what to say. Most days, getting out of bed hardly seems worth the effort." "A man has good days and bad days," he goes on. I looked down at my hands. "That's the trouble. I don't much feel like going on." "You want to talk about it?" I said nothing for a long moment. Then I cleared my throat and said, I reckon you heard. Pandora is fixing to marry Johnny Peters." Glenn took the coffee pot off the stove, poured a cup, and handed it to me. "I heard about it," he said. "So?" I took a sip of the coffee. It was bitter from sitting too long in the pot, but it was hot and strong. "Well, I guess I always figured she'd be marrying me." "I guess you figured wrong," Glenn said. I nodded. "Yeah, I guess I did."